Teachers, we come back to our program where we were talking about our experts sharing the prerequisites of being a good teacher, right? So we start with Harshaji, right? One of the senior most campaigners in this aspect across the country and the most respectable person as far as her knowledge goes in. So we hand over to Harshaji to share her views onto the topic of the day. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anis. Thank you, Colonel Shekhar, for setting the stage. So I'll take it further from here. Basically, when you talk about prerequisites of a preschool teacher, firstly, I think we have to identify our role. So when we start identifying our role, we'll have to understand that are we a teacher by choice? Are we a teacher by chance? Or are we a teacher by force? So any of the three segments you can pick up if you are by choice, if you're by force, if you're by chance. However, you are in this profession needs seriousness. Why? Because as Annie Morris very rightly said that we are shaping and building future of our country, of our nation in our classrooms. May it be physical, may it be virtual, whatever. So the degrees, the knowledge, the qualifications stay there. But when you enter a preschool classroom, I think you have to be much more than what you learned exactly in your ECCET course or on your BEd course or whatever qualifications you have. So what I've done is I've created a short acronym which defines the qualities that a preschool teacher should possess. So I'm going to read out that I have created this acronym for the word educator. So I think educators are people who keep redefining themselves. And if at some point you stop redefining yourself, your role gets over at that particular time. Because 20 years back, when I was a preschool teacher and I taught children twinkle, twinkle, little star, if those strategies I'm going to apply in today's classrooms, my students are going to stand up and move away because these children are a changed generation. And specifically, when we are in this COVID era, we are facing a different set of children who are technically and technologically so much aware and so much advanced that we have to match up to their levels. So 10 years back, 15 years back, 5 years back, or even 1 year back, whatever I have learned, I will have to reshape and redefine it. So let me start with this word educator, letter E. Each word that I've put in this shares a quality of being a preschool teacher. So here you have to be empowered and enthusiastic. Empowered, I told you, you have to attend trainings, for that you get that empowerment. But enthusiasm is an inner quality. So if I've learned anything in a workshop and if I walk in the classroom and if I'm going to do blah, 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 the students are going to reject me. So here I have to learn the quality to be enthusiastic. Only then can that engagement in the classroom happen. So E letter is very, very important. Try to become enthusiastic. Any damn shit that you pick up, in your classroom, I'm using this word, I'm sorry, any damn shit, just to make you understand. If you have the correct timing to present it effectively in the classroom, that shit can become very, very enriching, exciting, and engaging. So, connect that way. कि कुछ भी आपके पास है. If you don't have any kind of resources, if you don't have anything with you, yet you can make your class very, very engaging. Why? Because that inner quality of being enthusiastic lies with you. So you have to be very, very empowered and very, very enthusiastic. Number two, down to earth. So I think the best example today is Miss Annie Morris. I think we can take that lesson for our life because a teacher has to be how much ever knowledgeable you are. But when you are in a preschool classroom, you have to be down to earth, means down to the level of a child. I have seen teachers who enter the classroom and they are like, they have so much of knowledge and they just want to give that knowledge. Whether that knowledge is well received or no, whether you are well accepted or no, is not their question. So here I think down to earth means you have to be on the level of the child. And if you are not able to make that connection, how much ever knowledge, how much ever resource bank you have, you fail to connect with that child. And here in preschool, you know what works? These ABCDs, these resources will never work. What works is only the connection. So I think that is very important. You'll have to be driven. Driven means self-driven. Teachers, management, your fellow mates keep pushing you. अरे थोड़ा सा workshop attend करके, you upgrade yourself, you upskill yourself. You sit in a workshop, you attend a workshop, but absorption and digestion of that workshop will only come if you are self-driven. So as a preschool teacher, I think that is the biggest requisite that I recommend. An important letter, understanding and understandable. Because here, when we are in the role of a teacher, it's not just imparting knowledge. It's not just, getting in the class and starting the children to teach. It's all about understanding. And when we will have these children who've passed the COVID era, I think this understanding factor has to be on the top. Because if we are not able to understand the child's soul, whatever we will teach is going to bounce up. So this understanding factor has to be considered at the very big scale when you are a preschool teacher. C, calm, changeable, and courageous. These are the three words that I've chosen. Calm. Why? Because there is a lot of noise and a lot of vibration in a preschool classroom, I request that vibration to be on. But from inside, you will have to be calm when the class is in a chaos mode. I have seen teachers entering the classroom. Come on, everybody, finger on the lips, and I don't want to hear anything. Pin drop silence. It's not a preschool teacher. You are in a class when children are very fragile. Children want to move from here and there. So that calmness is for you. You will have to be calm at that particular moment and make the change that you're looking for in that classroom. Courageous. So here courageous is like, for example, it happens, many a times when we are teachers, there are a lot of conflicts that go with the management. Management wants something, their expectation is something, and the deliverable is something, which doesn't match. At that very moment, I think if the teachers have the courage to choose the right thing, because the end beneficiary are our children. So if we have that courage, ki nahi ma'am, this is the scenario and this is the set of a lesson that I'm planning, and this will be executed in this particular way. Because many schools I have seen that they don't do things which are age appropriate. They do things which are fashion appropriated, which are herd mentality kind of a thing. Because other schools are doing, I will do. I will not look at the climate. I will not look at the people. I will not look at the atmosphere, or I will not look at the set of parents that I have. I will do what the other school is doing. So here, I think a teacher has to be very, very courageous and put up her voice that this thing is correct and this thing is not correct. A, available. I think this is very important because at times, in a preschool classroom, there are 30 or 20 children, and to be available to each one of them is very important and a very, very important skill that a teacher should learn. Because there is a child, who likes you when you are dancing. There is a child who just wants your glance. You just look at him and he's happy. So you have to have that understanding. When you read all this E, D, U, C, A, you will come to know that how, if you have all these quality, obviously you're going to be available to each one of them and each one of their needs. Because I'm sure everybody of us have that one teacher of our preschool whom till today अगर कोई पूछे ना आपका favorite teacher कौन सा है, तो वो teacher अभी भी दिमाग में है. वो teacher क्यों वैसा था? Because we had that connect. Because that teacher used to just look at us and we felt, oh my God, she's paying attention to me. So I think if we are targeting to become that teacher, it needs a lot to work on your own self. So be available. Sometimes it is by attention, sometimes it is by words, sometimes it is by touch, sometimes it is by just looking at the child, whatever. But once you understand your class, you will be available to them. T, take charge. I think this is also a very big skill because what happens, most of the time that everybody wants, kuch change hona chahiye, karega kaun? So it's high time that we start taking charge of everything. And a preschool teacher's job is a tireless and a thankless job. So if you're looking for salary packet that you get at the end of the year, and if you want to weigh that to your work, it will never going to match, and it's never going to match, because whatever salary is kind of a peanut that the management gives you, but at the end, the product that is in your classroom are the children. And if you are trying to weigh them on the same scale, it's never going to work. So a teacher's job, specifically a preschooler teacher's job, is taking charge, take the leadership, take the charge, tirelessly. When you're in the class, preschool teachers should not sit in the class. I always tell my teachers also कि preschool class में कभी chair होना ही नहीं चाहिए, because a teacher who wants to sit, अब वो preschool teacher बनने के उसका retirement आ गया है, because that teacher of any age has to be jumping, dancing, moving here and there, because movement is equal to a preschool teacher. O, open-mindedness and okay. I think these are two important letters. Or be open mind, always have that open mind, because things keep changing every now and then. Who thought that we would all go on a virtual platform and start teaching? Teachers were the last, creatures on the. It's always chalk and duster that used to justify a role of a teacher. But look at us today. We all have embraced technology, and I think we are thanking technology. कि अगर technology नहीं होती तो हम बच्चों तक कैसे पहुंचते? So open-mindedness is very important quality. Okay, why I have chosen this okay is because at times when situations go out of control, and this is in the teacher and management ratio I'm talking about. If things are out of control, it's okay. Don't expect everything to happen as you want it to happen. So here, I think as a preschool teacher, our focus is my classroom and its development. Management is a separate issue. So I think many a times teachers club those things. Because I did not get the salary hike, I'm not going to do these many things this year. Because I did not get this, I'm going to stop this. I'm not going to show this talent. I think we are committed to the children's future. We are not committed to the management and its salary. Of course, it matters, but I think our focus should be there. I think resourceful, as we said, and Square Panda definitely organizes such beautiful workshops and offers so many resources to all of you. So being resourceful is very important. Next, and the last word that I would say, be a revolutionist. I think a teacher's role is justified if you think yourself to be a revolutionist. So I think these are some prerequisite preschool teacher skills that I have underlined. Thank you so much, Chanda. Thank you so much.
Asha ma'am, we will come back with questions to you. There are many questions coming in on the panel. Colonel Sir has been traveling somewhere. We would like Colonel Sir to share his thoughts on the topic before we lose the signal to him. Right. Okay. So that's where Sir is.
Yeah. Quickly, Harsha has said everything. She has explained it. During this, after what Anne has said about kindness, etc., I, for one, am. A lot of parents, a lot of preschool teachers ask me, "Hame karna kya hai?" And I have only 2 points to make. One, the preschool teachers have adapted the best. Congratulations. They are the ones who have adapted the best. बाकी जितने ज़्यादा senior teachers हैं, they all have their own egos कि हम पढ़ नहीं पा रहे, ये नहीं कर पाए. And I would add to what Harsha said beyond management, etc. The key point is the child peaceful? Forget padai, forget your numbers, forget anything else. Is the child comfortable? Am I able to connect with the child? And long term, and this is something I hope all of us can do, I recommend a 1-1-1. 1 hour, 1 week, 1 day. Can you organize a face-to-face with the child wherever you are? This is an initiative which I think can do. These children have forgotten what a teacher looks like. These students have forgotten what a school itself, as one of the videos said, Papa, मुझे इस बिल्डिंग को देख के पिछले जन्म में ये बिल्डिंग को मैंने देखा है. Oh, father gives him a kick on his head and says, "ये बेटा तेरा स्कूल है." So we have forgotten in more ways. So one, do not get fussed up because padai honi hai. To hell with padai. I don't care. Second, are you able to socially, emotionally, culturally connect with the parent? Then only the child will get connected. Is it easy? For God's sake, it is not easy. And talked about lack of money, lack of all kinds of stuff. Third is, how can you, the teacher there, this is an initiative Kerala government is doing. Students are reaching the nearest school within a kilometer. They are sitting socially distanced and teachers are spending an hour with them. I've seen it in Bangalore where Teachers are coming to apartment complexes and spending time with the children. And we have found that when a teacher has physically met the child with social distancing, the child sleeps better for the next 3 days. So firstly, the children have lost their childhood to COVID. Try to bring it back for them. The parents have lost their life because of COVID. Can we bring them back? Can we bring that balance and empathy back? Rest of it is all, to my mind, afterthoughts. If we can connect with people, and that connection, when we are doing it online, see how well Anne Morris connected. And I spoke to her otherwise. She says, I've just come in after burying a 15-year-old. I was very pained. Still, she was able to balance her mind. So I saw somebody saying, I have a child who has lost his father. I have a child who has lost his mother. I don't know how to talk. The point to you teachers is, I myself do not know how to talk. We have to work our way around it. Do we have an adult there? Do we have an adult sister there? The biggest challenge today is to handle grief and grief management. Get the children to do that. Get the teachers to do that. Chandar, I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, sir. You have very succinctly put all your points.
Thank you.
Sure,
Yeah,
sir.
before I leave, Harsha or Kajal, any questions you have for me?
Sir,
Harsha
if
or
I'll
Kajal,
ask any
you have for
question,
me?
Nanji, Colonel Sikhar, if I'll ask any question, that will cover the entire session. Then we will not get any chance to speak up, sir.
Okay. Kajal, you are the future principal or director of a school. You know how to place a panelist. Harsha, you have a question, and then I go back.
Dear
Yeah.
Colonel Sikhar, I just loved your zeal. From where you get this zeal? You're traveling somewhere, and you're so
You've
committed.
stolen my question, Kajal. You've stolen my question. You read my mind.
Okay. No, I give credit to Chandar Murjani. Chandar knows me for the last 10-15 years, and he has tried to always give me support any which way without expecting anything in return. So when Chandar tells me to do something, I am always saying yes rather than saying no, which I should be doing many a time. That's my answer to you. Harsha, you have a question?
That's what she said. I have stolen her question.
Yeah,
So
okay,
over to your question. Sirji, the relationship which you shared with Chandar sir, I have a nice clap. See, when there is no sunshine, what the sunflower does, they look at each other, right? So this is Chandar sir and this is Shekhar sir, and they are looking at each other. So there's a lotus clap for you, sir.
Oh.
This is the lotus clap.
That's an awesome.
See how you have created a teaching moment. See how you have created a teaching moment out of it. I think I am now encroaching on your time. Thank you, Chandar. Thank you, Kajal. Thank you, Harsha. Thank you to each and every one of you. I think there is a question, if I can see. Technology should be, there is a question there. You can look at it and we can read it and answer it, and then I'm off. But
sure. Yeah. It's a long question. Technology always be a companion, but early learning opportunities teach kids and emotions, how to make friends and get along with other children. It's a very long question. I believe we can answer it offline, sir.
You want us to answer it right now, how to make technology as a friend in a nutshell?
Sure.
Yes. We must learn as educators to embrace change, and change is inevitable. It will never ever leave us. So the more we accept, the more we adapt, the more action we will have, in our life. And I want to break this monotony. Miss Harsha, I want to give a wow clap to her. Such a brilliant acronym she created for educator, and she ignited that spark in me. Now see how to use this technology. She created acronym out of educator, and I was writing everything. I loved taking notes, and then I also felt like giving some words over there. E stands for eager, D stands for dedication, U stands for unique, C stands for conscious, A stands for action, and T stands for time management. O stands for oriented, very well oriented. She should be knowing about what's happening in and around. R stands for reliable. Teacher has to be reliable, right? And now, shall I take over Chandar sir from here? Shall I share my
Yeah,
insights?
so, sorry, I was just picking up a call from Colonel Shekhar. He lost his signal. So he's continuing with his journey. On behalf of everybody, I have thanked him on telephone. So now over to Kajal ma'am. We don't want to intrude on your time as you said. And we have around 13 to 15 minutes. But I have one question and one response to share to Harsha ma'am. Something which is related to my life, what she told me without knowing.
You want to ask her right away?
नो आफ्टर यू
should
से
I
उनको
continue?
एक इंतजार बनाना है ना 15 मिनट का क्या क्वेश्चन होगा राइट
Okay, okay. So taking from here, and I just loved Harsha Madam's, flow of her thoughts. Words are her friends, I must say. And today, her experience spoke on her behalf, what I could understand, what I can feel, and she really touched our hearts. So thank you, Miss Harsha. And now coming to the topic prerequisite of a preschool teacher. Let's not only preschool teacher, but related to any teacher. See, nobody can teach. I always believe in this one statement: nobody can teach anything. It's always the uncovering happen. We know it all. We just have to feel. We have it in us. And such sessions, when we have such sessions, that uncovering happens. When you hear us, you might recall your great leaders. You might have heard. That is why we always say, be very conscious. What you speak will be repeated, will be so spoken by millions out there. So be very conscious being a teacher. And now I'm going to share 8 very important prerequisite of a teacher, and she must adapt. Make and once we adapt, it becomes our habit. It by default it flows from our body. It becomes our you can say personality, part of the personality. So set a great example. We always say children mimic, children imitate what they observe. We never teach grammar, isn't it? Have you ever heard teaching grammar to a small little child? It's a natural process. It's a religion. So make it a religion and be a great role model. Dress up a little bit and create an excitement in your classroom. Set routines, different routines to break the monotony. Chalo, let's break the monotony. So Simon says, raise your left hand. Please do it if you raise your left hand. Chandar sir and Harsha madam, please follow me. Raise your left hand. Simon says, cross your hands. Yeah. Simon says,
I can do it this way also.
Yes. Simon says, blink your eyes. Simon says, do twinkle twinkle. As relating it to actions, it will add a lot of colors. And Simon says, smile. Have a broad, wide smile. So let's break the monotony and then you see the magic. And observe clear, like very carefully. And as she rightly said, you have to absorb what's happening in and around. And that will be the link to connect with different learning styles. You might have heard of VARK model, that is VARK, visual learners, auditory learners, we have readers, we have kinesthetic learners. So you might have heard about it. So when you find your learners, what sort of learning, it becomes easy for them to grasp. So find your learning style, know your students, how do they learn. And in your classrooms, have a lot of dynamic approach. Bring videos, bring objects, and have interaction. As we will always make sure that the video has to be on. You have to use your body, you have to use your action. God has given you eyes, five sensory organs, so use, right? And learn to respect child. And if a small little discovery is done by the child, appreciate, to the core, as if child has got that star or a moon. You have to create that happiness in your classroom. And very important is learn from your mistakes. If you no one is perfect. Every day we learn, right? So it's okay. There is no right or wrong. But if you are conscious enough, and if you get to know that yes, I have done a mistake, I should have done, like, have reflection in your classroom. It's very important. And whenever I keep telling and I'm repeating, whenever you have such powerful sessions, make your diary, make your personal diary, and take running notes. If you can see today I have taken what Harsha ma'am just spoke. So make it a habit. That great teachers, they do right. Great teachers, they use visual thinking. They draw, and they encourage their students to respond, and let's transform this energy. And I want to give you an example. If you know it, many of us will connect with this. Our students behave differently with different teachers. Do you agree with me? Please use the chat box and let me know. Yes, no, whatever. Students behave differently with different teachers. Why? Some teachers, when they enter, the ambience is very happy. Some teachers, when they enter, the students are very scared. आ गई खड़ूस, right? Some teachers are very curious and enthusiastic. अब तो बहुत मजा आएगा. We'll learn something new. So this starts from very young age. And irrespective of whatever is happening in your life, see, no one is happy. You have to create your world. It's in your hand. And you must be thinking, ये क्या religious or philosophy लेकर आ गई काजल madam? But connect spirituality. See, connect this religion. May it be any religion, but connect it. Have some breathing exercises. See, content, by the end of the day, they will learn English, they will learn to speak. But being a human, like, I will again connect with an example. When we started today's session, I read, I'm quoting, and I'm adding a one disclaimer. I am sorry if I'm hurting anyone's emotion. I read one comment where they said this session is not going it was expected. See, that was the context, my dear teachers. We have to relate. You never know the child who is sitting in your classroom, who is very upset and not moving, what's happening in his life. So let's connect. Why don't we start doing a little happy calling? Have we done it? We have 50 students in our classrooms. Just do 2 calls in a day and have it on rotational basis. Then you see the kind of bond, the kind of connect you will develop with your students. So bring that human element, connect with your students, and I'm very sure it will resonate in your class, and this energy will transform. Embrace special training. Whenever you get, now today I can see 600 teachers, tomorrow I must see 1200. Each one get one. Each one get one or get 10. अरे वहां पे वो स्क्वायर बांधा, क्या क्या जबरदस्त सेशन हुआ, चल तू भी आ, ऐसा होना चाहिए. You have to empower. You might have heard leader empowers leader. So you 600 people sitting over here are leaders, and they've made it. So for them, I'm giving a special clap. I'm giving a lotus clap. This is again a big open lotus clap for you all. And tomorrow Chandar sir is going to tell me, and of course I'll be coming as one of the participant. Let's see the number, how much number will cross. So please keep on. The chat box has to be very, very lively. Encourage initiative and independence and self-reliance. See, by the end of the day, what is the goal of our classroom? We have to build independence. We have to make them self-reliance. If they're able to write that letter A, Shabbas, very good. Kya khoob likha hai, wonderful, brilliant. So come up with this and make those, small little cards and use those stick puppets. Keep on exploring new ways of encouraging your children, and then you see that little smile comes on a child, that will make your day. And then encourage creativity. You be creative, pass on the creativity in your students. Your mission is successful. One at a day. Teachers write, bring happiness one at a day, and use flipped learning, where you use a child, give a concept, and have fancy dress competition, have color codes, tell them to wear a particular color. Instead of having those color days, have something mix and match. Everything can be done online. Everything, I'm telling you, teachers, it can do wonders. Give a little high five. So I'm giving a high five to everyone and feel that touch. Yes, Chandar sir and Harsha madam, high five. Yes. So you will actually feel that, yes, I've passed that current, I've passed that energy, and this is going to, bring magic in my students' life. And then finally, I'm going to, touch up and bring those 5 magical principles of being a teacher is respect the child, respect individuality. Every child is unique, every child is special, every child is my child. That way. And then individual instruction, if it is required. Of course, you will, as you will, enter in your classroom, you will learn by your own ways. And didactic materials, be resourceful, arrange and bring objects from in and around. If you're teaching of, like, talking about a flower or plant, take that little effort to bring that and talk about it, and then even ask them to bring one. And then we have a specially prepared environment. You have to see, if you can see, I have made a chart. We are also into Gayatri Teacher Training Institute. So we have, see, I have prepared a chart. So when I prepare, my teachers will prepare, isn't it? So I have to do first, I have to set that example for my teachers. So you do, and then you ask your teachers and students to do it. And the teacher as a trained directress. So you all are trained and getting more trained on the platform of Square Panda. So the journey started last year, I remember, when I came in the month of May. And this is another season. Of course, they had many more seasons in between, but somewhere I was lost, but I've come again. So let's rock together. Let's, see our graph going up through these 8 magical sessions. And thanks to Square Panda for organizing and bringing stalwarts in education. And thank you so much for bringing me in. And thank you to all the wonderful teachers who are there with us.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kajal.
This
now it's a hard clap. That's awesome. That's awesome, Kajal ma'am. Thank you very much for giving this motivation. I got so many messages on my mobile sharing about what you said. The lotus clap, then about the sunflower seeing each other. I just wanted one question for the teachers who have been there on the panel today, or who have been observing us and taking this training. This is one question for all of you. We at Square Panda, when we are doing trainings, we are bringing resource people to share from their life, we are not talking data, we are not doing PPT sessions by choice. So is this something which you are finding it good, or you want lot of data coming in? Can we just have your answers in the queries? Because an experience of Harsha ma'am cannot come in into a data sheet, right? Harsha ma'am has to speak out her life, right? So can we just have your response whether you like this kind of a platform or you want a data in the coming up sessions, please? Okay. So as I see, the teachers are appreciating this way of doing our things, where we are talking more of personal. We are not going in something like typing out the PPTs. So thanks for the response. Now coming back to what Harsha ma'am said uh, about the pressure to do what the surrounding schools are doing and the surrounding society is doing. I want to pick up one example from our mentor. I am not taking a name, but I'm taking an example that there was pajama parties being organized, and our mentor very strongly put it to us that what is this? You cannot have the child to understand that it's okay to come in a pajama to school, right? You're setting up a wrong precedent. So this is what, when you observe, you should also bring in your own introspection, whether that is good or not so good, right? So this was one thing I wanted to touch upon. The second, what Harsha ma'am said is the teacher should reach to a child. When I was a child, I just remembered I was into a convent, and we had a sister who used to specifically take the preschool. We never had teachers coming in, but the sisters were coming in because the reasons can be n number of them, but it was a precedent in our school. And I was a very shy child. The teacher used to come and hug me, and I used to just go and sit below the table. But still, she would bend and bring me out and hug me. So there was a question over here that how do you bring out things into a child? So you need to take those two steps. Maybe the child is shy. The child is going away from you. You will have to walk the few steps and take the child into your. I don't know whether hugging a child will be possible now in the post-COVID era, but let's pray to God that those days coming.
Chandar sir, virtual hug. Virtual hug.
Virtual hug. Sure. But then that's how we need to bring our energies and feelings. So this was from our side. Over to Harsha ma'am for her closing comments and her observations and her guidance to Square Panda team.
So thank you, Chandar. Thank you, Kajal, for appreciating this session. Thank you, delegates, for appreciating it. So my closing statements are always, I always tell all the teachers and everybody whom I talk with is that understand your role. By anything, if you are a teacher, by choice, by force, or by chance, once you are put in this field, try to identify your role and try to justify, because unless you identify, unless you connect with your role, you're not doing enough justice. So don't think about anything else, think about the children that look up to you. So I think we have more responsibilities, because a college teacher will never understand what a preschool teacher will do. So it's very important to understand your role, identify and justify your role. So be a happy teacher. If you are a happy teacher, you are definitely going to be in the memories of the children forever. Thank you, Chanda. Thank you so much.
Yeah, before I bring in Kajal ma'am for her closing comments, I have to share my gratitude to Colonel sir and also to Anne Morris ma'am. Teachers, I just want your also feelings about, though this reason to bring in ma'am was not a prerequisite for teacher, but we wanted to bring in a live example of what dedication to service to humanities, and teaching is definitely a service to humanity. So we wanted to bring in a live person who would share her experiences. So can we just have a round of gratitude for all our panelists by a clap or by whatever way you want to type out onto this chat box, and then we will bring in Kajal ma'am. We'll just pause for 30 seconds for all of us. I'll start. I will also share my gratitude to all the panelists who have come in and shared their valuable time and experience. And we would also like to thank all the participants, the hundreds and hundreds of them who have turned up, given us their time, given us their respect, and we once again applause the time shared by the participants to us. And now I hand over to Kajal ma'am to share her last, what we say, closing comments, and then we close the day. Yeah.
Yes. So, dear teachers, see, I know these all degrees are important for you all to gain, may it be BTC basic teacher course, may it be TTC teacher training course, or TED or bachelor's degree in early childhood education. But remember, teacher, you can only become teacher when you are teacher from your, it comes from your. So put your heart and soul in your profession and keep reminding yourself through these such sessions, through such powerful sessions. It is always good to do a little revision. What are we into? What is our purpose of life? And in this purpose of life, always be acquainted. It's always good to, we always coma here. We love to brush up, and so brush up your knowledge skills. Know children's literature. You must know early childhood education theories. You must learn how to handle parents and even issues in education. Keep yourself updated with NEP 2020. Read the document, what is there for you in it. And see, there is no end to learning. Learning is a lifelong process, and that will keep you young. When you learn a new skill, when you upgrade yourself, you see the energy which will flow. It will, I am very sure, I experienced this. See, when we play music, it develops energy. So bring music, bring dance, art, music, dance, drama in your classrooms. See that dopamine, we always say, that develops in you. So jump with joy. And as I can see, our chat box is buzzing. So I'll close with a buzzing clap. I'm geared up. So let's make this, hand movement. Bring it down, buzz like a bee, and then clap. Buzz.
That was an awesome way. So multiple types of clap was also an added element by Kajal ji. And thank you, teachers. Thank you, Harsha ma'am. Thank you, Colonel sir. Thank you, N. Morrissey. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. We look forward to join you same time tomorrow at 4 p.m. Have a nice day. Have a great day. Bye-bye. See you. Namaste.
Square, square, panda.